Alright, ladies and gents, this is take two. I think what I'm gonna start doing on my phone is just turning on the video camera before I film, turning on the video, letting it run and seeing how long it runs, and then watching when it stops. Because I'm tired of getting cut off. I need to know how long it's going to let me record before I start recording. And normally I don't even have a script, you know, I talk off the cuff. Obviously, I ramble like a motherfucker, but I pick up the phone and hit record, and then halfway through it goes, cuts off, and then I'm up the creek, quite literally. But, I guess I'll, start off this video the same way I did the other one. Before I get into this topic at hand, it's pretty much an extension of what I talked about in my last video. I was talking about transhumanism, except last time I was talking about why I believe transhumanism is a fail. This is more about something I talked about in that video, which was cloning and why I thought that if you upload your consciousness, you don't perceive that consciousness and things like that. You just seemingly make a copy of yourself that you have no control of. I didn't go into much detail about that in my last video, and I figured it'd be a good material. It'd be a good way to make another video out of that same topic. Instead of just including it all in one big one, I could just make two of them. But before I get into it, I already kind of have, but before I get even further into it, I want to tell you that I'm doing, I have now thought up the perfect way to do that book. That's a perfect way for me to do the book and my music. I recently bought a synthesizer and a, vocoder, all that shit. The only thing I forgot to buy was fucking FL Studios. Still on the shitty trial version. But, yeah, you know, next time I come across $200, I'm gonna buy that. But, maybe a SoundCloud. And the way I see it, piracy is so rampant on the internet nowadays that I could just put my stuff out there for free, and if you like what I'm doing, I think what I'm going to do is open up a Subscribe-Star page and also a Patreon, you know, just in case the Patreon goes down, I'll have a Subscribe-Star. But my idea is to offer everything that I'm doing for free. That means, I'm going to continue doing on videos forever, but I want to do, now that I'm in a spot where I'm not moving back and forth anymore, I'm sort of stable and in one place, I'm going to start doing videos more often, like one a day or something, because it's about on my phone to let me do it, and this internet here will let me do. The internet speeds here, the upload speeds are about, it takes about 12 hours to upload a video. I shit you not, 12 hours. So it takes about a half a day to upload a video, so I might be able to get in 2 videos a day. I don't know, we'll see. But what I'm thinking is I can go ahead and record a few, have them on reserve, back them up to my computer, record one on my phone, back it up to my computer, delete it from my phone, have some on reserve, you know, put them up, so I could probably get some up, like maybe 2 a day. I know I can record more than, that's normally what I do anyway. I record a couple, but I just can't upload them very often because our speeds are so shitty. But I'll see if I can't find a way around that. But I'm going to keep up my videos. I'm going to go ahead and make a Subscribe-Star page, Patreon. Not necessarily for the videos, but for my books and music and things. I'm going to start working on that book. Now I found my copy of, like I said, Microsoft Word. So I ain't going to buy a new one. I was looking for my copy, found it. Now all I got to do is install that shit, and then I got to buy that FL Studio shit, and then I'm ready to go. I'm going to start making music, uploading it to SoundCloud, so that's the way I see it. Piracy's so bad, I'm just going to offer my shit for free. If you like what you're listening to, if you want to support my stuff, you can leave a donation if you want to. Leave me a tip or something. I'm not going to beg you to, like some people on the internet do, like some YouTubers. I'm not going to call any names here, but you know the ones I'm talking about. Please leave me a donation. Please, please flash on the screen every 5 seconds. Fuck you, no. I'm not leaving you a fucking donation. God damn. Because they get annoying. You don't even want to do shit for them because they're so annoying. But, so I ain't going to do that shit. I'm just going to leave a link in my, from now on. Probably not this video, because I don't have it set up yet, but starting my next video, I'm going to leave a link to my, Subscribe-Star and Patreon pages in the same place that I leave a link to, like in the description, underneath where I leave the links for my social medias. But, now, into the whole topic of the, what was I saying? Into that whole topic of this, of what I was saying a minute ago. See, I think there's a problem with the idea of backing up your consciousness. You back up your consciousness, you seemingly fucked yourself, and here's the reason why. You have no control over what you've backed up. You ever take something, here's a good example, a very simple one. I have Just Cause 2 on my computer. Version I pirated years ago. I earned the right to do that shit. I bought the game for like 5 times on the PS3. Don't ask me why. A lot of my friends have PS3s, and I wanted to get them something for Christmas. I bought the fucking game 5 times. I deserve to pirate that shit, okay? From the PC. I wasn't gonna pay for it again on the fucking PC. But, you take that copy of that game that you're playing, right? You copy and paste Just Cause 2 to another folder. It's not the same game as Just Cause 2. You've made a separate game. You've made a separate copy of the same game. Now, the same applies to your own consciousness. If you take and you upload your consciousness to a computer, what makes you think that you're going to have any control over that? You've just copied and pasted your own conscious mind, and it has control over itself. It's just a separate version of your own consciousness. It's just another copy of your own consciousness. That's all it is, a copy. It's not you. It's not you at all. It's just a copy of you that thinks it's you. That's all it is. And how do you gain control over that? Well, who fucking knows? Who knows it all? And that's what I think the problem with transhumanism is, see, the idea, if you just look at it, you don't think much about it, if you just turn off your brain and you read the whole idea behind transhumanism, it seems like a good idea. You can see, because our evolution is at a plateau. We're not evolving anymore, at least on Earth. We're not evolving. Us humans aren't. We hit a point. Our bodies are perfectly suited for the environment, as is our intelligence. We're really. It doesn't seem like we're getting any smarter, and it doesn't seem like we're evolving any other than getting taller. So, yeah, that seems like the only direction we're evolving in. Which I would argue isn't really a very meaningful evolution. You're just getting slightly taller and slightly smarter. But I guess in a million years it'll mount up to be worth the shit. But see, the idea is that transhumanism is you can go ahead and force your evolution. You know, if we're going to be traveling planets here very soon, if we're going to be colonizing other worlds with vastly different climates, and also if the climate here shifts, you know, what if you have another ice age? But you can just, our bodies aren't suited for the cold. You can just take, but a robot is. You can make a robot that's suited for the cold, back up your consciousness to it, and have full control over the robot, and perceive it as yourself. Only problem is it don't work quite like that, for the reasons I just said. You can upload your consciousness to a robot. You can do it just fine, but you can't have any control of it. It'll just be a walking copy of you that thinks it's you inside of robot skin. Then if something happens to you and you die, that's it, dude. You still die. That's another thing in transhumanism. They believe that that's another reason for that idea's existence in the first place. Those are the two ideas: to force your evolution and also to keep you from dying. It's a way of seeking immortality through putting yourself into a synthetic shell. The only problem is it doesn't work like that. Your copy, the copy of you that thinks it's you, will live on, but you won't. You're still going to keel over, which is why I think also if you want to be immortal, we need to figure out how to achieve biological immortality and defeat things like Alzheimer's through genetic alteration, weed that shit out. You know, eugenics, except without all the fucking genocide. We'll just take and have designer babies and make fucking genius babies for the next fucking millions of generations. Every child has an IQ of 4,000,000. There you go. Everyone's a genius. Alzheimer's defeated. But we'll weed it out. Cancer, dead meat. We'll take out the gene that causes cancer, or the gene mutation. We'll make it unable to happen. Fucking cancer defeated. Have a fucking super race. You want your fucking Aryan race? There it is. No, but hell, that probably worked now I'm thinking about it. But that's about the best way to do it. It's just through genetic alteration. You can achieve some sort of immortality. Not some sort of, you can achieve straight up immortality. You live forever like that. Yeah. Heck, and if you genetically alter yourself enough, you won't resemble a human then. I guess that's the moral argument behind it is, there's a lot of religious folk to say, well, why would you want immortality anyway? Living forever is of the devil or some shit like that. But to be frank, I don't give a shit about moral arguments. I'm just pure science, man. I'm not an atheist, but I'm just saying as far as my view on evolution and things like that goes, and I don't really have any moral holdbacks on my beliefs on that stuff. You know, I don't really have any moral stance against designer babies and things like that. I see how some people could use it for evil, but I see also that it's not being used for that purpose, at least right now. And, you know, once it starts, I don't think you could shift it and make it for evil purposes. You know, you could imagine some ultra-rich person having access to designer babies and then paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to get their kid made a genius. This kid, you know, is a total autocrat, you know, total fucking fascist. This kid takes over and then makes his family only have access to the designer babies and everybody else is made a fucking peasant. You know what I'm saying? You can get this situation. It ain't gonna happen though, because there are middle class families, I believe, in some countries right now that are allowed to use designer babies. So yeah, I mean, it's just, it ain't gonna, that situation is not gonna happen in this time period right now. Maybe off in the fucking 18th dimension through that portal over there, you'll find that. But yeah, not in this timeline, buddy. But not right now anyway. It can happen one day. I'm not saying it's impossible. You know, anything can happen. But right now, it ain't happening. But like back to what I was saying, transhumanism is a fucking fluke. You know, the whole entire fucking theory it's not even a theory. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's literally feces incarnate. The entire idea is just total waste. It's total sewage. Total fucking waste. And on the surface it sounds good, but when you read into it, you start thinking to yourself, what in the fuck? Man, these guys are smoking crack rocks. That's what you start to think when you read into it. It's like, what the hell? I mean, do you think about that? And here's another reason it won't work too. What about you got to keep maintenance on your parts? Okay, what if something happens? What if a major calamity happens and you cannot get new parts for yourself? Let's say you got around that whole entire issue of you figured out how to make yourself perceive yourself as a robot. Okay, there you go. You're good. You're officially in the robot shell. Now, what happens in 100 years when you start to rust? Okay, well, I got to buy some new parts. So what if in 100 years nuclear war happens and you can't get parts anywhere? You can't die. You can't necessarily, you still can die, you can sort of shut down. But you can't die in the biological sense, where your body ceases to function, your brain gets pumped full of dopamine, you experience a high, and then you keel over. In a robotic shell, your components would just slowly corrode and rust over time, and you would just slowly you'd slowly perceive yourself shutting down and just going away to nothing. How great of a death is that? I think I'd rather just stay a human and just keel over the natural way. Dude, that's horrible. I mean, can you imagine? That's just another reason why it's a fail right there. You still can't escape death. If a major calamity happens, you're just stuck wandering the earth. You don't need food or oxygen, so you can just kind of wander around, but you don't have a way to get parts. There's no parts anymore. There's no one to buy them from, and there's no way to get them. They're gone. They're blown up, dude. The part factories are destroyed. So guess what? You're fucked. What are you going to do? You're going to rust, you're going to seize up, and then you're going to get to where you can't move. Because all your limbs are going to rust up. You ever taken a rusty, what is it? A rusty, I had something going there. You ever taken rusty hole diggers and tried to bend them? They don't move. They're rigid. Seized up. Now think about it like this. You're all rusty. You're not moving anywhere. Then guess what? Your brain, your microchip's just going to kind of corrode, and then you're going to go to shit. You're dead. That's how you're going to die in a robotic frame. There is no immortality. Everything will die in time. If you want to, everything like that will die in time. Now, if you want immortality, genetic alteration, I believe, is the best route we can take. But anyway, my phone's about to cut off, and it's running a bit long anyway. I tend to may have more long-form videos, but I'm going to try and start shaving down the size of them a bit. Like this one, I'm ending it 15 minutes. I'm going to start shaving them down a bit, and also making more of them a day. Because my problem is I make big, long videos and make them like once every 3 days. I'm going to start making shaved down videos, shave about 10-15 minutes off of them. Make 2 a day, if not 1 every day. So, yeah. Like I said in the first part of the video there. Anyway, see ya. I'm going to go make a damn sandwich because I'm hungry as shit. Let me know that one of these and go play with the synthesizer. I'll see you dudes around.